So, how do you feel about the N word?
I don't know. I have kind of neutral views towards it. I don't really have anything against the word because I feel like the meaning has changed over time. I feel like now it's kind of like used casually in like different cultures and from like people from different backgrounds. But I mean, obviously it could be used as a derogatory term, but I think that's different than how most people use it, like in a normal like everyday setting.
So, do you think there's a difference between saying it with an A and an ER, or do you think it's the same thing?
No, it's definitely different. Like if you say it with an ER, then it's definitely like more of a derogatory term. But I think when you say it with an A, like most people like say it with an A like casually. It's not like an insult or anything like that.
So you think it's okay for white people to say that?
I don't know about that. I mean, it depends on like who you're around, and like obviously if you're saying like in a really derogatory way, I think that's like wrong. But like for most, I mean like it depends like who they're with. Like if they're with like people like colored people that like they don't know or anything like that, I don't think they should really like say that shit. But I think for the most part, like if like with a friend or something like that, I think that's okay.
Do you think with like a white friend or a black friend?
Like with a black friend, it's like it would be okay. Like even with white friends, yeah, like no one's getting hurt in that situation.
So you think it's just a word, like
People throw around. It's not like a derogatory term most of the time.
so you think it's okay for obviously you think it's okay for black people to say it too?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay.
I mean, they could say it in a derogatory way too, I guess, but
Why
I
is
don't know,
that?
they could still say like that as an insult to like other black people. But just depends on the way it's used, obviously.
Do you think environment plays a role in the people that say it? Like maybe generally towards white people, like do you think like when white people say it it's because they grew up in an all black area, do you think that's okay?
I mean, yeah, obviously, like they grew up like that as their language, really, like their everyday language. So that's like all they knew, like so it just became normal for them. I mean, they obviously never used it in like a bad way, like a negative way.
So you said it's like a common word now. Do you think that pop culture, because as you see like hip hop is now in the mainstream, do you think pop culture has played a role in
Definitely, definitely. Because in a lot of rap songs, like that's like one of the main words they use, like one of like a very common word in it, and it's obviously just used in a casual way, like in the rap songs and everything like that. So I think people see that and kind of like make the connection that it's like casual, kind of like I don't know. At least the people that are rapping like usually in like a casual way.
Do you think that that made it okay for people to say it, or what do you think about?
I think that made it okay. Yeah, honestly, like as soon as a word loses its meaning, like I think that word lost its meaning like a long time ago. Like unless obviously like you can still use it as an insult, but I think that word lost its real meaning like a long time ago. Honestly,
What do you mean by lost meaning?
like when it was used like during like times of slavery and everything like that, that was like I mean that was basically like the worst time that word like saw basically that because that was when they were really oppressing black people and really like taking away their lives, like basically using them for their purposes, and they used it as like that's just how they referred to them. So obviously at that time period